It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Rescue Towing, Command Family Medicine, and John's Heating and Air. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Thursday. Temperatures once again this morning are very comfortable. We are starting out in the low 50s, maybe long sleeve weather early this morning, but I can tell you what, it's not going to be later. Huge warm up in the forecast begins today, and there will be places that make it to the upper 80s today. We could be in the 90s in spots by tomorrow with some potential record highs. It's going to get hot again in the Ozarks, and that all happens starting this afternoon. We have full sunshine out already this morning, so nothing to be concerned with rain-wise. In fact, I think we're going to be missing the rain chances as we head into the next stretch of days. A big jump in temperatures today, though, that is the major headline for you. I have a whole lot of sunshine, but it's nice and cool out there early on. If you don't like the heat, take advantage of these morning hours. This evening should be rather cool, too. High temperatures, even though they climb to the upper 70s today, 87 for the high forecast. In Springfield, will still fall to the 50s overnight tonight, and it'll end up being a pretty quaint afternoon. South winds are in the forecast, nothing too strong, only 6 miles an hour, so not much of a breeze either. I am expecting that we kind of are in this holding pattern for the next several days. There's just no moisture in place for us. All the moisture is going to be heading to the Gulf. And we're left dry here in the Midwest, and much of the West is dry too, with fire weather becoming more of a topic as we head into the next several days. Full sunshine is expected in the forecast today, and that's going to stick around for us as we head into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nothing but sunshine. Nice if you're looking to get things done as the fall weather approaches, but it is going to be rather warm, so that's something to keep in mind as well. I have very low rain chances in this forecast for the next week. Drought conditions, it's not great in the Ozarks. There are definitely places that are abnormally dry, experiencing light drought. We're going to see those conditions worsen over the next week. We have a lack of widespread rainfall in the forecast. That's going to worsen the prolonged drought for many areas. Normal rainfall for the first 10 days of October. We typically historically get about an inch in the first 10 days. I think we're getting nothing here in the first 10 days of this year because there's just not a whole lot of moisture to be had in the extended forecast. High temperatures, I mentioned tomorrow we could be near record highs. We're pushing the 90s. That's even possible this afternoon. Even warmer tomorrow. So low 90s are in the forecast. If you're thinking ahead and heading to any of the area Friday night football games, it's just going to be hot. I mean, it'll feel more like a summertime game with high temperatures in the 90s. Thankfully, this time of the year, the sun goes down and we really do start to cool off quickly. So by the end of game time, it should start to feel a lot more comfortable. Full sunshine in the forecast on Saturday as well. And once again, on Saturday, I'm talking about near record high temperatures in the low 90s for Joplin and Springfield. A slight cool down is expected on Sunday, but still upper 80s. It's going to be feeling pretty warm across the region. Across the country, what's making headlines, it's a risk of excessive rainfall for parts of the central Gulf Coast today. Places that are already just so waterlogged are getting more rainfall. It would really be nice if we could evenly distribute this across the country because our friends in the Gulf have had just a wild couple of weeks. Excessive heat warnings and advisories are also in place again today out for the West Coast. This is for parts of Southern California, parts of the Southwest, and this heat wave could break records for them as well as we head into the weekend. So heat will be a topic of national news as we head into the weekend forecast, along with the cleanup from Helene, which is still ongoing in many parts of the South and East. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. The question yesterday, have you ever thought of this? What did the ancient Romans use as mouthwash? The options were A, salt water, B, vinegar, C, wine, or D, urine. Well, I mean, there's one on this list that you're like, gosh, I hope it's not that. But it's one of those questions that's like, well, because it's on the list, it means that it's probably right. Yeah. Yeah. D, urine is the answer. The ancient Romans did use urine as mouthwash, which is kind of disgusting. Both human and animal urine as a mouthwash to whiten teeth and disinfect the mouth. The ammonia in urine acted as a cleansing agent. They imported bottled urine from Portugal. So I guess they thought it was a little bit better from somewhere else. I don't know why I think that's funny, but it's just too ridiculous. The practice became so popular that an Emperor Nero, taxed that trade on the highly desired bottled urine from Portugal. That is disgusting. Apparently, they also used vinegar. I think that's a much better choice. And they did also use a mixture of wine with water, but they used that more of as a toothbrush. That was like the pre-rinse, and then they would wash it down, uh, swish it around there, and spit it out. Gross. All right, let's move on. Okay, congrats if you got that one right. Here's the next chance to win. What is the most common letter in the English language? Do you think it is A, E, I, or T? You can submit your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thanks so much for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather this morning. And thank you to our sponsors, John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Rescue Towing. You can answer the Brain Twister trivia question at the website. It is free to do so. So go ahead. We got a lot of great prizes to give away. $50 to Habaneros on South Campbell. And also check out the weather tab while you're there. We got your forecast covered all through the weekend. Check it out at the website. Thanks so much for listening. We'll talk again